Imagine waking up in a thriving city only to see it transform into a virtual mortuary within days. A mysterious illness sweeps through the streets, and in just weeks, thousands are dead. This isn't fiction. It's the terrifying true story of an epidemic that plagued the world during the 19th century. But what if I told you that out of that killer sickness sprung many miraculous blessings that still save your life today, and that at the same time, this peril is far from being over, and that a looming shadow of an underestimated disease might endanger the global society? Welcome to Smarter by Scrolling, where we uncover the extraordinary stories hidden in the ordinary. Today, we're diving into the scary topic of cholera and how it brought us scientific and technological breakthroughs from which we massively benefit to this very day. Before we forget, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're just starting out, and we would love your support by following us. The story of cholera spread begins in India, where the disease had been known for centuries. But in 1817, the first of several cholera pandemics erupted, driven by a combination of environmental changes and the increasing movement of people and goods. From the Ganges River, cholera spread rapidly, reaching Nepal, Afghanistan, and eventually the rest of the world. Merchants, soldiers, and travelers were the unwitting carriers of cholera as they moved along the trade routes. In the early stages of infection, cholera's symptom might not yet be severe, allowing people to travel without realizing they were sick.
Once they arrived in crowded cities or military camps,
The disease could spread rapidly through contaminated water sources. And the combination of international trade, colonial expansion, and military campaigns created a perfect storm for cholera to leap from one region to another, silently hitching a ride with those who moved between continents. From India, cholera spread to Russia by 1823, reaching Moscow and St. Petersburg by 1830. That sounds like quite a long time frame, but keep in mind, Russia is big. By 1831,
it had crossed into Europe, sweeping through cities like Warsaw, Berlin,
and eventually reaching the United Kingdom by 1832. The same year, cholera made its way to North America, devastating cities like New York and New Orleans. In each of these cities, the disease left a trail of death, killing thousands within weeks of arrival. In 1832, cholera arrived in Paris, killing around 19,000 people, with 7,000 deaths occurring in the first 2 weeks of the outbreak.
The disease caused widespread panic, with the French government struggling to manage the outbreak.
The same year, cholera hit London, where it killed over 6,000 people in a matter of weeks. The disease spread through the city's overcrowded slums, where people had little access to clean water or proper sanitation. Cholera continued to spread throughout the 19th century, with major outbreaks occurring in cities like Berlin, Hamburg, and York. The disease became the recurring nightmare, with waves of cholera sweeping across the globe in 1849, 1854, and later in 1866. Each outbreak left thousands dead and communities devastated, as the disease seemed to strike without warning, leaving behind a legacy of fear and loss. As cholera continued to ravage cities around the world, the need for change became clear. The sheer scale of the devastation forced scientists, doctors, and governments to rethink how to manage public health. The link between cholera and contaminated water became undeniable, thanks to the work of pioneers like Dr. John Snow in London. No, not that John Snow, this John Snow.
In 1854, during a particularly deadly outbreak in London, Dr. John Snow conducted what is now considered one of the first epidemiological studies.
He meticulously mapped cholera cases and traced them back to a single water pump on Broad Street. By removing the pump handle, he effectively ended the outbreak, demonstrating that cholera was waterborne. A groundbreaking discovery that challenged the prevailing miasma theory, which held that diseases were spread by bad air. Snow's work, combined with a growing body of evidence
linking contaminated water to cholera, sparked a revolution in public health.
Cities began to invest in massive infrastructure projects to improve sanitation.
In London, the construction of a modern sewer system,
designed by engineer Joseph Bazalgette, began in the late 1850s.
This network of underground tunnels carried waste away from the city,
drastically reducing the spread of cholera and other waterborne diseases.
Similar efforts were undertaken in cities across Europe and North America.
In Paris, Baron Haussmann's redesign of the city included extensive sewer systems and wide boulevards to improve air circulation and reduce overcrowding. New York also invested in clean water initiatives, constructing aqueducts and reservoirs to supply the brawling city with fresh water. The work of scientists like Robert Koch further solidified the understanding of cholera as a bacterial infection. In 1883, Koch identified the Vibrio cholera bacterium, confirming that the disease was caused by a specific pathogen and could be controlled through proper sanitation and hygiene. These discoveries lay the foundation for modern public health practices, emphasizing the importance of clean water, waste management, and the need for effective government intervention protecting public health. The cholera epidemics in the 19th century were a turning point in the history of public health. The devastating tolls of the disease forced societies to recognize the importance of sanitation, leading to innovations that continue to protect us today. The introduction of sewer systems, clean water supplies, and public health regulations transformed cities from death traps into healthier, more livable environments. But despite the progress, cholera is still a threat in many parts of the world. Today, the disease continues to affect millions of people, particularly in regions with poor sanitation and limited access to clean water. In places like Yemen, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Haiti, cholera remains a deadly menace, exacerbated by conflict, poverty, and inadequate infrastructure. The World Health Organization estimates that cholera infects up to 4 million people each year, with an annual death toll of over 140,000.
In the context of global health, cholera is a stark reminder of the dangers that persist when basic sanitation is lacking. Moreover, in an increasingly interconnected world,
The risk of cholera spreading across borders is ever present. In the age of globalization, a disease like cholera could potentially spread rapidly, similar to how COVID-19 did. The conditions that allowed cholera to flourish in the 19th century, crowded urban environments, inadequate sanitation, and global travel, still exist in many parts of the world, especially in areas where health systems are weak and clean water is scarce. The history of cholera is a testament to the power of science, innovation, and public health, but also how sometimes dire catastrophes have to happen for us as humans to improve. It shows us how far we've come, but much more so how much we still further need to go. The story of cholera isn't just about the past. It's a reminder of the ongoing struggle to protect public health in a world that remains vulnerable to the dangers of disease. That's it from us. Please let us know what you like or dislike about the episode, what you want us to cover in the future. And remember, we're just starting out. A subscription from you would mean the world to us. In the meantime, why don't we stay in the realm of health and explore together how other people's feces might actually save your life?